idea of taking a peer at this episode, but I was concerned about the fact that taking an episode out of context would be a poor idea. If you didn't already know, on a very basic level, Young Justice has no filler episodes, this one being no different. The good news is that most of the episode's plot can stand alone just fine. The episode's plot begins on October the 31st at around 7:30 p.m. The NYPD are investigating a break-in at a museum currently exhibiting a history of war display. For the most part, all the displays are untouched. The one thing the thief did steal? The sword of Beowulf. You know Beowulf. Killed the Grendel, then its mother, then a dragon, in that order. Had a weird Uncanny Valley mocap animation movie. Based on the story, the sword is presumably the one Beowulf found in Grendel's mother's cave. That being said, based on the curator's description, it's both extremely valuable, and based on the legend, imbues upon a pure of heart wielder great power. Enter the thief, Harm. As it turns out, instead of leaving, he hung around to hear the incantation to unsheathe the sword.
Abanen, a fool, Beowulf.
And promptly uses it to deliver the world's meanest static shock. Also, as it turns out, when the legend says only the pure of heart can wield it, Harm noticed they never specified pure good. At that same time, the team, specifically Wally, McGann, and Connor, are getting their costumes on. Not for fighting crime, mind you. Last time I checked, Kid Flash doesn't fight Captain Cold as Teen Wolf. No, they're actually going to McGann and Connor's high school Halloween party. Wally's their guest. And I must say I do enjoy the juxtaposition of the two kinds of Halloween costumes, with McGann's complete transformation, and Connor's, screw it, cover 1/4 of me in gauze and call me a mummy. Doesn't even put on a different shirt. For the record, McGann actually invited the whole team, including Artemis and Zatanna, which one of their friends on the Justice League, Captain Marvel, also had applied to him. But since at this point nobody knows about his, deal, recontextualizing this as Billy being a 10-year-old trying to hang out with his teenage friends, he leaves to go trick-or-treating.
And I'm not sharing my candy.
For a number of reasons too complicated to get into right now, Artemis and Zatanna blow up the party to have a girls' night. By 8:15, the party trio arrives at the school dance, and meet up with their school friends, including this universe's version of Wendy and Marvin from the Super Friends. Marvin being distracted by some weird news about a possible Martian invasion. Meanwhile, back at the team's base, it's revealed the reason Robin and Aqualad are sitting out the night's adventures is that they're talking with Batman, Red Tornado, and Roy Harper about concerns with the one thing plot relevant to the season that's happening this episode, the ongoing situation about there being a possible mole in the team. Roy suspecting that due to how little they know about either of them, it's either Artemis or McGann. Batman being more in the neighborhood of Connor. Given his being a clone, he might be the mole and not even know. Calder disagrees with the both of them, insisting that there aren't any moles whatsoever. During this, Artemis and Zatanna, after passing the museum, start going all over New York thwarting crime. Unbeknownst to them, being watched by Harm, who's currently in the market for a worthy adversary, starting by destroying the girls' motorcycles. So, as you can imagine, the girls engage him in combat. Watching this unfold is a completely different person, a little girl in a white hood who comes much closer to lead the girls from danger. Revealing her name is Secret, with that being the only thing she can actually say. Harm, having caught up to them too, continues the fight, forcing the girls to continue running. Meanwhile, at the real main event, the school dance, the power goes out, and a mysterious voice blares onto the PA system to warn of the Martian invasion. Thing is, though, the voice didn't account for one of the party guests having X-ray vision, revealing the mysterious voice is actually Marvin, who's actually trying to pull off a Halloween prank. At the same time in New York, Artemis engages Harm in gloved hand-to-hand combat, while Zatanna tries to take possession of the sword of Beowulf, which, along with Harm heckling Artemis,
it struggles with inner demons and can't fight Harm while fighting itself,
goes poorly. Harm believing that they haven't made the kinds of sacrifices he's made to become stronger, Secret reappearing to get the girls away to escape, with them ending on top of a building across the street from a magic shop. The thing is, though, Harm seems extra agitated now, revealing that they're now standing on top of Harm's house. He subdues the girls, and as Artemis passes out, she sees Secret by Harm's side. Returning to Happy Harbor, Marvin is continuing his prank by making sure nobody leaves the gym. What he didn't account for in that moment, though, was that there's currently 3 teen heroes that are a lot better at pranking, including a Martian disguise that you may recognize. As you can guess, it's actually McGann, this being the end of the episode's B-plot. Returning to New York, in that period, Artemis and Zatanna are tied up in Harm's place, with Zatanna tied up in another room being monitored via video feed. The thing is, though, Harm's ridiculous persona cracks a bit when Artemis starts asking questions about Harm's supposed partner in crime, Secret, who, while his back is turned, just helped free Zatanna, revealing that Z's currently in the little girl's bedroom, which has Secret and Harm in a picture together. Escaping from Harm with a little help from the kitchen.
Oh, that little...
Secret leads the girls outside to a wooden headstone, revealing that Secret is Harm's little sister, Greta. The girls put together that Harm killed her. The reason is that Greta was the only thing he loved. Ergo, if he killed her, it would mean he is well and truly pure evil.
Harm's heart had to be pure. Greta had to be cut out, excised like an infection.
Greta actually appears before him, causing his heart to waver and the sword to reject him. Which, because he now no longer has the ability to use the sword of a 3-time monster slayer, Harm, or as Zetty named Billy, gets subdued pretty easily, with Greta going back into her grave. In the aftermath, Artemis is not taking the whole Siblicide thing well.
I still can't believe anyone could do that to his own sister. I mean, if my... Your what?
Like I said, complicated. The girls have to get out of there, though, because the neighborhood didn't just ignore a kitchen exploding, so the police are on their way. Though before they leave, Artemis does notice something interesting.
Must have been the last thing Greta ever saw.